What if DC's greatest heroes weren't symbols of justice, but tyrants, killers, and monsters? Today, we're breaking down the 5 most evil versions of DC superheroes, starting with the one who made Batman look merciful, Injustice Superman. In one of DC's darkest timelines, Superman doesn't just fail to save the world, he becomes its greatest threat. This is the Injustice universe, where a single twisted act by the Joker sends Superman into a downward spiral. It starts when the Joker tricks him into killing Lois Lane, his wife, his unborn child, and the emotional anchor to his humanity. To make it worse, her death triggers a nuclear bomb in Metropolis, wiping out the entire city. In that moment, something snaps. Clark Kent, the boy from Kansas, dies emotionally, and what's left is a god with no moral leash. He murders the Joker in cold blood, right in front of Batman, and declares a new mission: world peace at any cost. He forms a brutal regime, dismantling governments, disarming nations, and forcing obedience under the threat of annihilation. Heroes who resist are either imprisoned, exiled, or executed. Even his closest allies, like Wonder Woman and Flash, are split on whether to follow or fight him. What makes Injustice Superman so terrifying isn't just his strength, it's his conviction. He still believes he's doing the right thing. That order is better than chaos, that a controlled world is a safer one. He's not evil for the sake of it. He's evil because he lost everything and decided the world would never hurt him again. Batman Who Laughs. What happens when the world's greatest detective loses not just his moral compass, but his mind? The Batman Who Laughs is born in the dark multiverse, a twisted reflection of Bruce Wayne who kills the Joker, only to become him. In his final moments, the Joker releases a toxin that infects Bruce. It's not just a poison, it's a transformation. Bruce keeps his intelligence, strategy, and discipline, but loses all empathy, restraint, and sanity. The result? A Batman who sees murder as justice and chaos as a tool for control. He doesn't just kill his enemies, he slaughters his allies. The entire Bat family wiped out. Justice League members hunted and converted. He laughs while he does it, and then he goes further, escaping his doomed reality and invading others with an army of evil Batmen, each more disturbing than the last. The Batman Who Laughs isn't just scary because he's evil. He's terrifying because he's still Bruce Wayne, just with all the wrong lessons learned. Ultraman, Crime Syndicate Superman. Ultraman isn't a fallen hero. He was never a hero to begin with. Born on a twisted version of Krypton in Earth 3, Ultraman was raised not to protect the innocent, but to dominate the weak. Instead of crashing in Kansas, he lands in the care of a ruthless criminal couple who teach him power is everything. This Kal-El grows up to rule through fear, not hope. He joins the Crime Syndicate, Earth 3's version of the Justice League, where every member is a corrupt reflection of a DC hero. Ultraman isn't just strong, he's addicted to power. Literally, instead of being weakened by kryptonite, he snorts it to get stronger. He doesn't inspire people, he enslaves them. He's violent, unstable, and egotistical. But what makes Ultraman truly disturbing is how easily he mirrors Superman's capabilities without any of the compassion. He's proof that nature without nurture can lead to a monster with a cape. Owlman, evil Batman from Earth 3. Owlman is what happens when Batman's trauma turns to tyranny and his mind to megalomania. On Earth 3, Thomas Wayne Jr. watches his younger brother and parents die, not from a mugging, but a planned assassination ordered by himself. Where Bruce Wayne becomes a symbol of justice, Owlman becomes a master of control, cold, calculating, and completely devoid of moral limits. He doesn't protect Gotham. He rules it through fear, surveillance, and manipulation. As a member of the Crime Syndicate, he's the twisted answer to Batman. Same intellect, same gadgets, but none of the empathy. Owlman believes in absolute order, and the only person fit to enforce it is him. His obsession with control is so extreme, he even tries to overthrow Ultraman just to be the alpha of alphas. He's not chaotic like the Joker or mad like the Batman Who Laughs. He's deliberate, and that makes him lethal. Owlman is a terrifying reminder that Batman's greatest strength, his mind, is also what makes him most dangerous in the wrong hands. Owlman believes control is the only path to peace. Cold, calculating, and ruthless, he sees morality as weakness, a mirror dark reflection of Bruce Wayne. Red Sun Superman. What if Superman had landed in Soviet Russia instead of Smallville, Kansas? That's the premise behind Red Sun Superman, a version of Kal-El raised not by the Kents, but by the Communist Party. He still wants to help people, but his definition of help is shaped by the iron grip of Soviet ideology. Instead of truth, justice, and the American way, it's labor, loyalty, and order through control. Red Sun doesn't see freedom as a right. He sees it as a threat to harmony. He becomes a global enforcer, turning nations into satellite states of the USSR and silencing dissent in the name of peace. But here's what makes him compelling. He's not evil for the sake of being evil. He believes he's saving the world. His downfall is tragic. He loses touch with the people he's trying to protect, becoming the very tyrant he once stood against. Red Sun Superman is less a villain and more a chilling reminder. Even good intentions, when unchecked, can spiral into oppression. Superwoman, evil Wonder Woman from Earth 3. Superwoman isn't the noble Amazon we know. On Earth 3, she's an Amazon in name, but a tyrant by nature. She's manipulative, ruthless, and power-hungry, more interested in domination than diplomacy. Instead of wielding the lasso of truth to bring justice, she uses it to control, torture, and coerce. She's not just a warrior, she's a seductress and a schemer, often playing Ultraman and Owlman against each other for her own gain. Her version of Themyscira doesn't represent peace. It's a kingdom forged in war and ruled through fear. Where Wonder Woman fights to protect the innocent, Superwoman thrives on chaos and dominance. Her relationship with her teammates in the crime syndicate is toxic and violent, but she's always pulling the strings. Superwoman is what happens when strength and ambition are unchained by compassion. She's not driven by truth or honor, but by the thrill of control and the lust for absolute power. Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime isn't just evil, he's heartbreaking. Born on a version of Earth where superheroes only exist in comic books, Clark Kent grows up knowing he's different, until one day his powers activate and he learns he's Superman. But when his Earth is destroyed in the Crisis on Infinite Earths, he's trapped in a limbo dimension, watching other heroes live his dream. Over time, hope turns to bitterness, and Superboy Prime snaps. He comes to believe the main DC Earth is corrupted, and that only he can restore the universe to how it should be. The result? A one-man rampage across the multiverse. He's stronger than Superman, nearly invincible, and has zero restraint. He's killed heroes by the dozens, not out of malice, but from a warped sense of righteousness. He doesn't see himself as a villain. He sees everyone else as unworthy imposters. That's what makes Superboy Prime terrifying. He's not just powerful, he's delusional, unstable, and absolutely convinced he's the hero. Black Lantern Flash. Barry Allen. Death couldn't stop the Flash, but it sure tried. During DC's Blackest Night event, fallen heroes and villains are resurrected by the Black Lantern Corps, undead soldiers fueled by death and hatred. For a brief and terrifying moment, even Barry Allen, the most hopeful of heroes, becomes one of them. As a Black Lantern, Flash is no longer the symbol of light-speed justice. He's a soulless, relentless predator, tearing through allies with inhuman speed, empathy gone. While his resurrection is short-lived, the sheer image of Barry, dead-eyed, decaying, wearing a twisted ring, is a nightmare for any DC fan. It's a glimpse into what could happen if the fastest man alive lost his soul but kept his speed, and it proves one thing: even the brightest heroes can cast terrifying shadows, and that's just scratching the surface. These were 8 of the most twisted DC hero variants. But trust me, we're not done. In Part 2, we'll dive into even darker territory, with evil Flashes, corrupted Green Lanterns, and a version of Shazam that'll haunt your dreams. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.